Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS, and Washington Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news, all right. Folks, buckle up because what I'm about to tell you is shaping up to be one of the most significant rumors in the NFL this season. And it involves none other than Trey Hendrickson, a guy who's been making waves in Cincinnati. There's talk swirling around that the Bengals might be open to trading Hendrickson to Washington, and if it happens, this could be a game changer for the Commanders' defense and their entire season outlook. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, another trade rumor, right? But this one actually makes a lot of sense, and the details are pretty compelling when you start digging into it. Let's break it down. Diana Rossini, a trusted NFL insider, has been fueling the speculation that Cincinnati is considering parting ways with Hendrickson, who's been a key player on their pass rush. The Bengals, currently sitting at 3-7, are in a bit of a rebuild mode. Their defense has struggled all season, giving up an average of 33.4 points per game, which is a huge problem. They're also facing a lot of pressure to improve their overall performance, especially on the defensive line, where Hendrickson could be a perfect fit for a team looking to turn things around quickly. The rumor suggests that Cincinnati would be willing to send Hendrickson in exchange for a first-round pick in the 2026 NFL Draft and possibly a player. Now, that's a hefty price, but it makes sense for both sides. The Bengals are sitting on about $16 million in cap space, and trading Hendrickson would free up even more room, around $13 million, allowing them to invest in offensive line upgrades and other areas of their roster. At the same time, the Commanders would be getting a proven pass rusher to bolster their front seven and create chaos for opposing quarterbacks. And chaos is exactly what Hendrickson is known for. The guy's nickname is the Sack Master for a reason. Since entering the league in 2017, drafted 92nd overall, he's accumulated 65 sacks in his career, with a PFF grade of 86. 7 overall, a testament to his consistency and ability to get after the passer. In 2023, Hendrickson has registered 19. 5 sacks, and he's been a nightmare for quarterbacks, generating pressure and forcing turnovers. Even with some injuries, like his shoulder injury in Week 9 that caused him to miss 3 games, he's still been highly effective, averaging around 12 sacks per season over the last few years. What makes Hendrickson such an attractive target for the Commanders? Well, for starters, he would significantly upgrade their pass rush. Right now, Washington's defense has been decent, but they've lacked that consistent edge presence that can turn games around. Hendrickson's ability to generate pressure, averaging over 2 pressures per game this season, would help elevate the entire defense. His skill set fits perfectly alongside players like Chase Young and Montez Sweat, creating a formidable pass rush that could rival some of the best in the league. And let's not forget about the impact on the run defense. Hendrickson's presence would also help improve the Commanders' run-stop rate, which has been a bit inconsistent. With his ability to set the edge and disrupt plays in the backfield, Washington could see a boost in stopping opponents' ground game, especially against teams that rely heavily on the run. The potential for Hendrickson to increase the pressure rate by over 20% is huge, translating into more sacks, more turnovers, and more opportunities for the offense to take control of games. Now, looking at the bigger picture, this isn't just about a single player. It's about the strategic move that could send shockwaves through the NFC East and the NFC as a whole. The Commanders, currently sitting at a 4-6 record, are in the thick of the playoff hunt. Adding Hendrickson to that defense could push them from a good team to a great one, especially as they gear up for the second half of the season. It's about building a defense that can pressure the quarterback relentlessly, force mistakes, and give the offense more chances to score. The comparison with other recent big moves in the league is interesting. Think about how the 49ers traded for Bosa, or how the Panthers are trying to rebuild with young, talented pass rushers. If Washington pulls off this trade, it could be a similar story, a team investing in its front to become a nightmare for offenses. Hendrickson's ability to rush the passer is top tier, and his PFF grade since 2021 has been above 90, which is elite. His knack for getting QB hits, averaging around 12 per season, creates chaos, and that's exactly what the Commanders need. Of course, there are questions. Will Cincinnati actually part ways with Hendrickson? What would the final deal look like? And how quickly could he integrate into the team? But the signs point to a real possibility, especially given Cincinnati's rebuild and their focus on acquiring draft capital for the future. It's a strategic move for them. They're prioritizing young offensive tackles and picks to reshape their roster. Meanwhile, Washington is in win-now mode, and adding Hendrickson could be the missing piece that pushes them over the edge. Let's look at how this could impact the team's stats. If Hendrickson joins the Commanders, projections suggest he could rack up around 12 sacks in the upcoming season, boosting the team's total pass rush production significantly. His pressure rate combined with the talent already on the roster could make Washington's defense one of the most feared in the league. And with increased pressure, the secondary would benefit immensely, with more forced turnovers, more INTs, and overall better field position for the offense. It's about creating a domino effect, one player's addition leading to a much more dynamic defense. Now the potential deal also involves strategic considerations. Cincinnati might be looking to trade Hendrickson to free up cap space for future signings or to focus on their rebuild. The Bengals are also giving up a player along with the pick, which could be a young talent or a veteran role player to help them in the short term. For Washington, acquiring Hendrickson isn't just about getting a pass rusher. It's about sending a message to the division and the league that they're serious about contending. It signals a commitment to building a ferocious defense that can carry the team deep into the playoffs. The impact on the betting odds and playoff chances is also worth noting. Right now, the Commanders are listed with long shots, around plus 20-0 to win the Super Bowl. But if this move happens and Hendrickson performs as expected, those odds could shrink considerably, perhaps to plus 10, 0, or even lower. His presence would boost the team's chances in key matchups, especially against mobile quarterbacks, which have been a bugaboo for Washington this season. Hendrickson's ability to contain those dynamic playmakers could be the X factor that tips the scales in close games. So, as we watch this rumor develop, it's clear that Washington fans should be excited about the potential of adding a player of Hendrickson's caliber. His proven production, combined with the strategic fit and the urgency Cincinnati has shown to rebuild their roster, makes this a trade worth watching closely. The Commanders are building something special this season, and if they land Hendrickson, it might just be the move that propels them into the top tier of NFC defenses and sets them up for a deep playoff run. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Washington Commanders news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Looking ahead, the next few weeks will be crucial. The trade deadline is approaching and all eyes are on the Bengals and Commanders to see if this deal becomes a reality. If it does, it could redefine the NFC East's power dynamics. Washington would be making a bold statement, adding a proven pass rusher who can disrupt even the best offenses. That move could be what turns a good team into a legit contender, especially in a division that's been tough all season. The Eagles, Cowboys, and Giants are all formidable opponents, but with Hendrickson in the fold, Washington's defense could be the one that makes the difference in tight games, especially late in the season and into the playoffs. And let's not forget about the impact on team morale. Bringing in a player like Hendrickson would energize the entire defense, inspiring younger players and elevating the team's overall intensity. It's about more than just stats. It's about setting a tone, establishing a culture of relentless pressure, and showing the league that the Commanders are serious about winning now. That's the kind of move that can galvanize a team and excite the fan base, giving everyone a renewed sense of hope and confidence. In the end, whether this trade materializes or not, it's clear that the conversation about Hendrickson to Washington is one that's gaining momentum. It speaks to the team's willingness to make bold moves and to invest in their future. The potential addition of a player with such a high ceiling and proven production could be the spark that ignites Washington's defense and ultimately their entire season. Fans should stay tuned, because if this happens, the landscape of the NFC East and the entire NFC could look very different by the time the season wraps up. And of course, I'll be here to keep you updated every step of the way. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Washington Commanders. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Washington Commanders news.